Good afternoon. Welcome to the GBA Seminar for Legal Sector, co-organized by the GBA Development Office of the CMAB and the TDC GoGBA Business Support, and the Hong Kong Law Society is the strategic partner. I am the MC today, Mandy. Welcome. Welcome. Today's seminar is part of our GoGBA Industry Series, which aims to help different sectors to grasp the preferential policies, relevant procedures, business skills, and practical knowledge of the GBA through seminars, site visits, small group advisory workshops, one-on-one consultation, as well as GoGBA go-to guides. This event will be conducted in a hybrid mode with keynote speeches and interactive discussions to help participants to understand the policy and development opportunities in the GBA and to have a mingle and expand their business network. We've also one-on-one consultation zone where partners from the GBA will provide free one-stop consultation services on GBA policies, so don't miss it. So before we get started, I'd like to invite our guests for a group photo to mark this occasion. First of all, Commissioner for the Development of the GBA and also the TDA GoGBA Business Support. First, Ms. Maisie Chan, Commissioner for the Development of the GBA. Deputy Executive Director of HKTDC, Dr. Patrick Lau. Please look at the camera, please. Please stay. Next, our strategic partner, President of the Law Society of Hong Kong, Mr. Roden Tong. Please stay. Next, I'd like to invite Director of Law Development Division, Tianhai Authority of Shenzhen, Mr. Song Liang, and Deputy Director, General Justice Bureau, Nansha District of Guangzhou, Ms. Luo Hui Xian. Thank you. Please stay. Next, I'd like to invite other guests to join us for the group photo. Mr. Neville Cheng, Council Member and Vice Chairman of the Greater China Legal Affairs Committee, the Law Society of Hong Kong. Professor Kenny Wong, Chairman, Intellectual Property Committee, the Law Society of Hong Kong. Mr. Griffin Yo, Partner, Sydney Austin. Mr. Simon Chan, Senior Partner, Hong Kong Office Corporate Head, and Dawson Whitley LLP. Mr. Yan Yong, Vice President, Guangzhou Lawyers Association, Foreign Related Legal Services Chapter. Thank you very much. Please proceed off stage and be seated.
係啦，呢個時間呢，我哋想
I'd like to invite the organizing party and our strategic partner to make their speeches. First off, Ms. Maisie Chen, Commissioner for the Development of the GBA. Maisie, please. Patrick, President Tong, Director Song, and Director Luo, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Very warm welcome to the GoGBA Seminar for Legal Sector, organized by the GBA Development Office and the TDA GoGBA Business Support, and the Hong Kong Law Society is the strategic partner. This seminar is one of the GoGBA series organized by the different parties. At the moment, the GBA development has got into a high gear, and the recent third plenary session in the Mainland has taken a decision which emphasizes the GBA being the source of high-quality development. Therefore, in developing the GBA, we are going to be going in-depth and focus our attention on the talent and different enterprises, how they can harness the opportunities arising from the GBA and also contribute to the high-quality development of the GBA. I'm truly grateful to the Justice Bureau of Nansha and the Tian High Authority for being with us, and they will be on hand to let us know all the preferential policies and all the initiatives relating to the legal sector. I'm also grateful to the support or to the Hong Kong Law Society for their support. They've invited lawyers from different sectors, IP, dispute resolution, cross-boundary M&A, and capital market. They are here today to let us know the roles and the advantages that they enjoy and the strategies that they adopt in the GBA. I'm also grateful to the representative of the Guangzhou Law Association, and the association will be sharing with us the demand for legal services in the GBA so that we can analyze how the legal sector can make contribution and also benefit from the high-quality development in the GBA. As you all know, Hong Kong enjoys a robust legal system. We do have very good legal foundation. Under one country, two systems, Hong Kong is the only common law jurisdiction, and we practice common law in our business community, and we're connected with the world. Hong Kong is also the legal and dispute resolution center in the region. This has also enjoyed the trust of the international community and the investors. Hong Kong also has a lot of top-notch legal practitioners, and they are providing a good support for the GBA development. In April this year, the DOJ has put forward the policy framework regarding the GBA, confirming the three connections, two connectivities, and one Bay Area. And this is promoting the regulatory interface and giving play to the advantages of one country, two systems, and three legal jurisdictions. As a matter of fact, with the robust support of the central authorities and the ministries, all the various measures rolled out in recent years have facilitated the legal sector's development in the GBA. Of note is the legal professional examination in the GBA since 2020. 4 exams have been held. 450 legal practitioners have already got the permit to practice law in the GBA, and they're dealing with the civil and commercial matters. All these legal experts are well up in the legal systems in the Mainland, Hong Kong, and Macau, and they can give full play to the advantages in the foreign-related matters in the GBA. And on the 19th and 20th of January, the first training course has also been held. This has provided practical training to the legal practitioners, enhancing their abilities. In terms of regulatory interface, the Hong Kong SL government is promoting the interface in terms of dispute resolution. the DOJ is taking forward the arbitrators list and put in place a mechanism for that. As regards the accreditation details for the arbitrators, and this has also been implemented in March, and we also have the model regulation regarding the arbitration for the GBA. The Hong Kong SL government has been promoting the regulatory interface. The Tianhai Cooperation Zone is practicing Hong Kong legislation, and the enterprises are welcome to choose the Hong Kong law and also Hong Kong's seat for arbitration. And in Tianhai, Nansha, and Hengqin, the registered Hong Kong enterprises can agree to resolve the resolution through Hong Kong arbitration. These two measures have gone down well among the business community, and the foreign investors are also very interested. The Hong Kong SL government is seeking to expand this to from Tianhai and Shenzhen to the entire GBA for foreign investors to enter the mainland through Hong Kong law, and also for mainland enterprises to go global. Given the time constraint, I can only cite you some examples to show how the Hong Kong legal sector can play an important role in the high-quality development of the GBA. In the third plenary session decision, it pointed out that the cooperation in GBA should be strengthened. Regulatory interface will be stepped up. We have to leverage the advantages one country, two systems, and enhance Hong Kong's position as a finance, shipping, and trade center. We should support Hong Kong to become the hub for high-end talents. We should capitalize on Hong Kong's position in the opening up policy. The GBA development will certainly provide a lot of room for development for the professional services, not least the legal sector. And I hope that today's seminar and also the delegation to be led by the DOJ and the TTC in Foshan and Shenzhen in August will provide more specific information and support for all of us to seize the opportunities arising from the GBA. Finally, I hope that this event today every success, and I wish you good health and good business. Thank you.
Thank you, Macy. Please be seated. Next, let's welcome Mr. Patrick Lau of the TDC for an address. Distinguished Commissioner Macy Chan, Director Song, Director Low, President Tang, and distinguished guests and friends from the legal professional, good afternoon. On behalf of the Hong Kong TDC, I'd like to welcome you to today's GoGBA legal seminar. Professionals from Hong Kong, they enjoy a huge development opportunity in the Greater Bay Area. I practice as a lawyer in Hong Kong between 2001 to 2007. I was in charge of M&As. And this is something that we could do in the Greater Bay Area, projects that are international. And we could also help settle disputes. And there's a lot of business opportunities as well. And hopefully after the end of this event, you would appreciate the huge opportunities in the Greater Bay Area and to utilize the GoGBA platform. This is a one-stop shopping, which was online in 2021. And we have more than 4 million views from around the world. We have excellent team publicizing all policies on this platform, and I will encourage those of you from the legal profession to read and access this information. And I also like to thank the Office of the Greater Bay Area, Office of the Special Administrative Region for supporting us. And we were required to open 9 different service centers in the Greater Bay Area cities, and they have been opened. And they are operational. And the 10th office is going to be open at the Futian high-speed train station. And I like to use this opportunity to announce that we're going to make this Easy Pack available so that you could easily access all the information, preferential treatments, policies, application process. Everything that you need is within your reach. And I like to echo Macy that between the 6th of August to the 8th, we'll have a Resort to Win event in Foshan to underscore our competitiveness in the Greater Bay Area region. I hope that you can learn something out of this event, and I would encourage you to reach out to our colleagues. And we hope to bring success to you. My best wishes to everybody. Thank you. Thank you, Patrick. Please be seated. Next, let's welcome Rowden Tom. Macy Chen, Patrick Lau, Director So, Director Law, good afternoon. On behalf of the Law Society of Hong Kong, I'd like to thank the organizer for inviting the Law Society to be the strategic partner of this event. According to the latest data provided by the Guangdong province and the Hong Kong and Macau SAR governments, total population of the Greater Bay Area has exceeded 86 million in 2022. Regional GDP exceeds 13 trillion yuan, accounting for China's GDP of 10%. Social and economic development are inseparable from the law. They need legal promotion and legal protection, especially when it comes to business. There is a saying that law comes first. Lawyers have a very clear position in business transitions, resolving legal issues, settling disputes, protecting all clients' interests. Lawyers provide and prepare various types of commercial contracts for their clients, provide legal advice ranging from due diligence, shareholder agreements, cooperation agreement, corporate asset transfer to technology contracts, intellectual property protection. They're all indispensable. Of course, lawyers are bound to be involved in civil and commercial litigation, including commercial and contract disputes, debt recoveries, shareholder disputes, employment disputes. In the process of economic development in the Guangdong-Hong Kong-Macao Greater Bay Area, the legal needs are also increasing day by day, requiring more professionals who are familiar with the laws of the mainland, Hong Kong, Macau, and foreign countries. Hong Kong lawyers have unique professional advantages in this regard. The Commissioner mentioned that The 3-year pilot plan for the Guangdong-Hong Kong-Macao Greater Bay Area Lawyer Practice and Examination was launched in 2020. Launched in 2017, allows qualified Hong Kong and Macau legal practitioners to practice law in 9 mainland cities. And in 2023, the pilot program was extended to 2026. The practice experience threshold for Hong Kong and Macau lawyers to apply for the licensing examination also been reduced from 5 years to 3 years. I noticed that some young lawyers with less qualification took advantage of this opportunity to apply for the exam. Exam will be organized in 2024. More than 1,500 Hong Kong and Macau lawyers registered, and more than 470 Hong Kong and Macau lawyers successfully obtained the certificate, reflecting the willingness of young lawyers to use the opportunity to practice in the Greater Bay Area. Passing the Greater Bay Area lawyer exam have dual practice qualifications of common law and mainland law, will enable Hong Kong lawyers to better equip themselves to handle civil and commercial cases, and can more effectively provide one-stop service to domestic and foreign clients, cross-border legal service that is, in addition to providing legal services in Hong Kong's common law area. You can also analyze and assist customers from domestic perspective. In addition, Hong Kong has a diverse pool of international legal talents. Hong Kong lawyers are the legal talents needed by domestic enterprise to go overseas. Having professional qualification in different jurisdictions is also the unique feature of Hong Kong. The Law Society of Hong Kong and the legal profession have been paying close attention to the opportunities as well as challenges in the Greater Bay Area. Hong Kong is part of the Greater Bay Area. How can we better cooperate with our counterparts in the area? For example, to promote exchanges with mainland counterparts on specific legal issues, explore cross-border cooperation opportunities for members. Just a few weeks ago, I went to Guangzhou to participate in the Bay Area Express Legal Exchange event. And we also have a program to our members. This Express is a legal exchange event. The second stop was held in March, and we had some 50 members visiting Guangzhou, the Guangzhou Arbitration Commission, and attended the Bay Area Express Legal Forum, so that our understanding of our colleagues was deepened. And very soon next month, we'll have the third stop of the Express in Zhuhai, and I would encourage you to participate. So finally, colleagues, Hong Kong is the only common law jurisdiction in China and the only bilingual Chinese and English common law jurisdiction in the world. I encourage you to continue to consolidate our international network and bilingual common law system in Chinese and English under the one country, two systems advantages, and to seize the opportunity brought by the Greater Bay Area. Our profession needs to accurately position ourselves, use our own advantages, using one country, two systems advantage, and equip ourselves. Once again, I want to thank the organizer and my best wishes to all of you. Thank you. Thank you, Roden. Please be seated. Now let's take off. We'll have a presentation, and then there's going to be networking. And our next speaker is Mr. Song from Qianhai. Commissioner Chan, Mr. Long, Mr. Tong, Director Luo, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I'm very happy to be able to participate in this event. In the third plenum, passed the overall decision to play out the advantages and benefit of one country, two systems to consolidate Hong Kong's position as a global financial center and to consolidate Hong Kong and Macao's position as an indispensable role. Qianhai is an important hub for opening up and connecting with Hong Kong and Macao. And very soon, Qianhai will continue to play a very important role in supporting Hong Kong and to promote the service industry in Hong Kong. And let me highlight the construction status and related policies of Qianhai Shenzhen Hong Kong International Legal District. With the strong support of Hong Kong's legal profession, Qianhai has drawn on Hong Kong's advanced legal experience to create a legal business environment that is similar and compatible with Hong Kong, strives to be a pioneer in the connection between Shenzhen and Hong Kong's rule-based mechanism. Just now, Kit Chen talked about using Hong Kong law by Hong Kong business. According to the opinions of the Supreme People's Court on supporting and guaranteeing Qianhai's deepening of reform and opening up, and the Qianhai Cooperation Zone regulations, Hong Kong, Macau, Taiwan, and foreign-funded enterprises registered in Qianhai can choose to apply Hong Kong law or other foreign laws to resolve contract disputes or apply international law, treaties, international practices, and international commercial rules resolving disputes. And so they could utilize rules and regulations that they are familiar. And this arrangement provide a platform and more opportunities for legal professionals from Hong Kong. Hong Kong people can participate in judicial proceedings. The Qianhai Cooperation Zone Court selected 81 jurors from Hong Kong in 3 batches, participate in the trial of a total 1,015 cases, appointed 45 mediators from Hong Kong and Macau, and mediated a total of some 20,000 foreign-related commercial cases involving Hong Kong, Macau, and Taiwan, including 13,000 Hong Kong-related commercial cases and 216 cases were tried using foreign law, 137 cases were tried using Hong Kong law.
Taking the ancestral rules allowing parties to choose Hong Kong as the seat of arbitration where there are Hong Kong-related factors. Hong Kong legal professionals can participate in the international arbitration in Qianhai in 5 categories: as members, arbitrators, mediators, lawyers, agents, and expert witnesses. The Shenzhen International Arbitration Court has 151 Hong Kong arbitrators. In-depth cooperation in the legal services. At the moment, we have the interface mechanism, and we are devoting $30 billion in this regard. And we also enter into a lot of agreements. We have opened up the entities to Hong Kong legal professionals. And we are entering into a deep cooperation with Hong Kong, and this is a very important platform for cooperation. And there are at the moment 11 partnership associations, law firms, and Hong Kong legal practitioners can participate in Tianhai by National Unified Legal Professional Qualification Examination. They should be holding a work permit for partnership association law firms, and they must have taken the GBA legal professional examination, and they can take part in the Tianhai legal issues or legal businesses. There are 90 Hong Kong and Macau lawyers who are practicing in Tianhai, of which 47 are GBA lawyers. We're also providing facilitation measures. Hong Kong residents working in Tianhai Cooperation Zone will be exempted from personal income tax for portions that exceed the tax liability in Hong Kong. There is also a special allocation of housing for Hong Kong talents, and this would increase the sense of well-being of Hong Kong residents working in Shanghai. Tianhai Shenzhen Hong Kong International Legal Service Zone. In March 2023, Tianhai became the only region in Guangdong authorized to launch partnership associations between Chinese and foreign law firms. It is also the third region in China after Shanghai and Hainan to enjoy this policy. Foreign law firms that have set up representative offices in Guangdong for 3 years or in other provinces and cities for 3 years are allowed to start partnership associations with Chinese law firms to achieve synergy in business. Just yesterday, some offices have been set up through accreditation. Let me turn now to the Tianhai Shenzhen Hong Kong International Legal Service Zone. We are focusing on judicial trial, international arbitration, and commercial mediation. First, International Center for Commercial Dispute Resolution. We have the first Circuit Court of SPC, the Shenzhen Final of Financial Court, and also the judiciary at the final level. And we have the dual final structure of judicial trial and final adjudication at first Circuit Court of the SPC and the Shenzhen International Arbitration Court. In 2023, we have handled 10,000 cases of arbitration, and this is ranking top of the country. And Tianhai is the seat of arbitration. We're facing the world. We're handling 580 arbitrators, and we have 104 from Hong Kong. In terms of International Legal Services Center, we have many partnership association law firms. There are 91 of them at the moment. And we also have the BCI-BIMC Benchmark International Mediation Center. We cover 109 different countries and 161 legal institutions are cooperating with us. We also have the Belt and Road, rule of law database, and we're providing different services. The Belt and Road rule of law MAP project, the country's first Chinese language legal database to serve the Belt and Road initiative. And we have the first neutral assessment center for commercial disputes, and also we have the platform built up in Tianhai, and This is providing the dispute resolution for enterprises that are going global. We are also providing one-on-one services,
20亿美元。
and we're handling a huge amount of disputes. And in 2022, as at the end of 2024, 223 organizations in 6 categories have moved in, and including the judicial, arbitration, mediation, and legal services. And Tianhai is very much the platform for Hong Kong legal practitioners to practice in Tianhai. And we also have measures for supporting high-end legal services in Tianhai, Shenzhen, Hong Kong International Legal Service Zone. We have different organizations. They can apply for support, and they can get support from $1 million to $2 billion. And we welcome legal practitioners to practice in Tianhai. There are plenty of opportunities there. And we're also encouraging the law firms to hire Hong Kong lawyers. For those employing more than 30, they can enjoy $3 million in support. And Hong Kong and Macau legal professionals being employed by law firms and carrying out their practice, they can enjoy 50 million yuan. And the law firms are rated as excellent in Guangdong, or the number of lawyers reaches 50 or above. They enjoy $500,000 support. And law firms recognized as national outstanding, or the number of lawyers reach 100 or more. They enjoy $1 billion yuan in support. And we're encouraging law firms to develop high-end foreign-related legal services. They are making outstanding contributions to major commercial negotiations, litigation, and arbitration. And we welcome Hong Kong legal professionals to Tianhai. We welcome Hong Kong entrepreneurs to set up their presence there. We expect you to come and join us there in Tianhai. Thank you very much. Thank you, Director Zhou. Please be seated. Next, we have Ms. Luo Weixian, Deputy Director General of Justice Bureau, Nansha District of Guangzhou, to share with us the latest preferential policies and incentives in Nansha for the legal sector. Director Luo. Commissioner Chen, Dr. Patrick Lau, ladies and gentlemen, I'm really pleased to be able to take part in this GoGBA seminar and speak on behalf of the Nanshan District. I'm grateful to the organizing party for the arrangement. Let me say a little bit about Nansha. Nansha is located at the center of the GBA. It is the only new national level development zone. It's the largest area of Guangdong FTZ. It is an exemplary zone for Guangdong, Hong Kong, Macau cooperation. It is a gateway for Guangdong and Guangzhou to reach out to the world. It covers 800 square kilometers with, and this is one of the largest development zones, and it is also a zone for cooperation and for demonstration. In June 2022, the State Council issued the overall plan of Guangzhou Nansha, which deepens the world-facing cooperation with Guangdong, Hong Kong, Macau. It positions Nansha as the major strategic platform in the Bay Area, collaborating with Hong Kong and Macau and facing the world. It is also a place for youth entrepreneurship. It is also a high development platform. It is a strategic platform in the Bay Area, collaborating with Hong Kong, Macau, and facing the world. Since the implementation of the Nansha plan, and we offer a lot of tax incentives. At the moment, the investment in Nansha reaches 100 billion yuan, and there are 250,000 different enterprises there. And the Nansha program has achieved remarkable results, ranking 7th in China in terms of overall assessment and selected as one of the hotspot cities for investment in 2023. We have 200 or so top 500 enterprises, and in terms of the assessment, we rank 7th in the country. And Nansha is a gateway hub. It continues to be strengthened, and the FTZ ranking number 2 in the country's institutional innovation index, import and export value of cross-border e-commerce ranks number 1. And the value of transaction has reached 3 billion yuan, with the new quality production force emerging. This comprehensive national science center in the GBA. We are also building up the new quality development. This is a comprehensive national science center in the GBA, the cutting-edge area for sea-air autonomous systems, and a pilot area for future industries. Nansha is recognized as one of the first batch of exemplary districts in rule of law government. At the moment, we have 3 different centers. We have 34 Hong Kong and Macau legal practitioners, and there are 3 centers that are being renovated. And we're going to be having more centers being set up in order to lure the legal practitioners to practice in Nansha. The government has rolled out the 8 measures for supporting foreign-related legal services Nansha FTZ. These cover the setting up the subsidy for introduction of tenants. We have very strong support for different services, and the maximum support will be 5 billion yuan for subsidy, or 6 billion for office accommodation. And there is also the $100,000 for talent subsidy.
So let me talk about these policies for Guangzhou, Hong Kong, Macau partnership law firms, Mainland Representative Office of Hong Kong and Macau law firms, and well-known legal service institutions whose main business is foreign-related. Legal service in Nansha can receive a settlement subsidies ranging from 500,000 yuan to 5 million yuan, and 2 million yuan when renting office space in Nansha. Since last year, the central government as well as the Guangdong province to provide support for the legal industry. And last year, we also had a opinion document from the central government. And in October 2023, the Supreme People's Court issued the opinions on providing judicial services and guarantee for Guangdong Nansha to deepen the comprehensive cooperation between Guangdong, Hong Kong, and Macau facing the world. And Article 57, overseas commercial mediation organizations are supported to carry out business in compliance with laws and regulations after registration, support arbitration institutions established in Nansha, to learn from the advanced management systems and management models of international commercial arbitration institutions and establish an international accepted commercial arbitration mechanism, support NANSA in exploring ways to relax the conditions for establishing Guangdong-Hong Kong-Macao partnerships law firms in accordance with relevant national and provincial regulations, and to support NANSA in cultivating and introducing foreign-related legal talents who are familiar with international rules and proficient in foreign-related legal practices. And the National Development and Reform Commission, the Ministry of Commercial, and the State Administration for Market Regulation jointly issued the opinions on supporting Guangzhou NANSA in relaxing market access, in strengthening supervision system reform, and to promote and some 20 different regulations in order to enhance the efficiency of these government administration so that we can provide high-level services in order to fashion NANSA into a world-class city. And NANSA is now entering into an unprecedented golden era of development. And there's going to be a lot of breakthrough. And NANSA has also become an important portal for Chinese businesses to go global, and therefore creating a favorable development environment for different industries, including the legal profession. And I would like to invite all of you to come visit us in NANSA and to develop your business in NANSA. Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Lo. Please be seated. Okay, so now that we understand the preferential treatments in NANSA and Qianhao, so we'll have a discussion, and let me talk about some of the support from the TDC. And first is the Lazy Pack. We are launching today the GoGBA Legal Service Business Lazy Pack. It's specially designed for the Hong Kong legal community. Everyone is welcome to scan this QR code on the screen to download. And also providing different WeChat app and website, providing different information, including basic situation of the Greater Bay Area, and also the T-Box Lite. In addition, the T-Box Upgrade and Transformation Program, Hong Kong TDC's free support program designed for Hong Kong SMEs, dedicated team to provide you with solutions based on your needs, such as brand upgrades, e-commerce, for market development, or ESG upgrade, in order to strengthen the promotion of Hong Kong's advantages in one-stop professional. We are launching Hong Kong Professional Plus. Event is planned to be taking place in Vietnam in March next year. And if you are interested in any of the above TDC services or have any questions, please feel free to have a chat with us after the end of the seminar. Okay, let's begin the interactive discussion session. Today we'll discuss with you how Hong Kong law firms and legal professionals can tap into Hong Kong's advantages in the rule of law to open up broader development space. So our moderator is Mr. Zhang, Director of the Law Society of Hong Kong and Vice Chairman of the Greater China Legal Affairs Committee. And he is very familiar with the latest development and business environment of the legal community in the Greater Bay Area. And we also have Professor Henry Wong, Chairman of the Intellectual Property Committee of the Law Society. Simon Chen, Senior Partner of Dorsey Law Firm, and Attorney Yan Yong, Vice President of the Foreign Legal Services Branch of the Guangdong Lawyers Association. And if you want to pose questions, please scan the QR code on your name tag. Okay, let's get started the interaction section. Thank you. Just now, we talked about some very important information so that we know what are the opportunities in the Greater Bay Area. And good afternoon, everybody. My name is Neville Zhang, and I'm very happy to moderate this discussion section. I would encourage you to participate actively. Hong Kong has a very sound common law system, and therefore we enjoy a unique advantage in the Greater Bay Area. And we are very happy to have invited somebody from intellectual property, dispute settlement, and capital market to talk about how Hong Kong legal professions could develop themselves and what kind of business opportunities could we tap into. Without further ado, let's welcome Professor Wong. He is the chairman of the Intellectual Property Committee of the Law Society. He provides counsel and to the legislative process, and he has been selected as outstanding intellectual property lawyers in Hong Kong and China. He also part-time as a visiting lecturer at the law school in Hong Kong University. So I know intellectual property rights are very important to businesses, and is an important intangible asset. Could you talk about what are our roles and advantages in the Greater Bay Area? Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. We keep hearing about the importance of innovation. Innovation, in fact, spearheads development. In September last year, President Xi first mentioned the concept of new quality productive forces. And there was innovation in technology, management, and system. In March this year, in the work report of the 2 sessions, it proposes the acceleration of the new quality productive forces. And this is one of the top 10 tasks: to protect intellectual property is to protect innovation. To develop new quality productive forces, we need IP protection. So President Xi set great store by the IP work. He has made a series of speeches highlighting the development and strategic development of IP. And this says a lot about the importance of IP now and for the future. In fact, intellectual property is one of the earliest domains Hong Kong lawyers take part in since opening up in the mainland. Hong Kong lawyers practicing in the 1980s and 90s have witnessed 40 years of IP development in the mainland. From the very beginning, Hong Kong lawyers worked with some government-appointed agents and provided IP services relating to registration and rights protection. In the year 2022, there were 4,500 patent agents in the mainland and 70,000 trademark agents. The growth has been astonishing. In recent years, in terms of patent and trademarks registration, the volume has been topping the world. As at the end of 2023, China became the first country in the world to have valid invention patents reaching 4 million, and 670,000 were in the GBA, or 16.5%. In the GBA, there are many well-known and high-tech enterprises like Huawei, Tencent, and Xiaomi. The innovative technology really ranks among the top in the world. In terms of trademarks, as of the end of 2023, the number of valid trademarks stood at 46 million. For 2 decades, trademark registration and application ranked top in the world. After years of development, the mainland agents and lawyers are getting more sophisticated at IP registration and rights protection. The volume of work is huge and is increasing. The country is also encouraging high-value invention patents and brand building, and this requires the support of high-end legal services. Also, this year marks the 5th anniversary of the outline development plan of the GBA. There are plans to deepen IP cooperation in the GBA. They're seeking to create IP demonstration platforms in Hangjin, Tianhai, Nansha, and the Loop area. They're making IP international and rule-based and make the GBA the driving force for high-quality development of the country. Furthermore, other than the conventional intellectual property, IP has also been extended to information technology and entertainment. As we can see, over the past decade, Chinese films and TV productions and cultural and art performances do not only command vast domestic markets, they're also going global. E-commerce and social media are growing at a phenomenal rate. They're going cross-border as well. AI, big data, cloud computing, blockchain are also being used. These new areas do need more IP lawyers for development and support. Hong Kong and mainland lawyers can complement each other in this area. They can join hands to enhance understanding of IP, how IP is applied, valuation, collateral value, and commercial potential. And they can get to grips with the demand across various areas like legal, financial, insurance, valuation, and due diligence, and they can foster strong and diverse economic development. So I urge fellow practitioners to join the IP rank. In the 14th five-year plan, in the Hong Kong chapter, the central authorities not only reaffirms its support for the 4 centers in Hong Kong, it also gives 4 additional roles to Hong Kong. They include the International Innovation and Technology Center, Regional IP Trading Hub, and East-West Center for International Cultural Exchange. An IP hub is the key. So IP work really offers promising prospect in the mainland and in the GBA. For those who are interested in this area, I urge you to familiarize yourselves with the mainland and international rules. You should also keep abreast of the overseas laws and development. I remember in my early days as IP lawyer, people asked me what I did. I told them that I am the intellectual property lawyer. And they say that, aren't you doing the international conveyancing work for the real estate. When in fact, nowadays, IP definitely is international by nature. As Hong Kong lawyers taking part in IP work in the GBA, the international legal expertise, experience, perspective, and network are your assets. With complementarity with mainland lawyers, definitely we will be able to achieve a win-win outcome. We can also contribute to nation building. So I hope that we will work together and unleash the can-do spirit. GoGBA. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Kenny. I'd like to invite the next speaker, Mr. Freeman Yo, partner, Senior Austin. Mr. Yo has a lot of experience in dealing with legal matters, and he also attended the arbitration cases internationally, and Mr. Yo also played the role of arbitrator, and he was also the principal arbitrator in some other capacities. Mr. Yo will be speaking in Putonghua. Freeman, I know that in dealing with the international arbitration cases, you have a lot of experience. Can you share with us how Hong Kong lawyers can position themselves, and what advantage do we have to help us seize the opportunities in the GBA and also the business opportunities, and also in exploring the Mainland market, what are the areas that we should pay particular attention to? Right, thank you. Thanks very much, Mr. Cheng, and thank you, TTC, for the invitation. I'm honored to be part of this event, and I'm also grateful for you, for me to be speaking. I'm grateful for the permission for me to speak in Putonghua. Now, dealing with the arbitration, what I've seen is that over the years, we have seen a thriving development in this area. And the GBA is providing a lot of opportunities, and this is also, in turn, taking forward the development in arbitration. I'm more familiar with arbitration. As we all know, arbitration is an area which is getting more popular because the disputes can be concluded in a final manner, and this can also be conducted internationally. So for cross-boundary disputes, these would be even more effective. The arbitration center in Hong Kong is really standing out as an arbitration center in the world. That the arbitration cases have been increasing in quantities, and the number has been reaching new high. Last year there was a new record high. In fact, CTEC, for example, and also the Shenzhen International Arbitration Center, their caseload has also been increasing, and the financial value has also been increasing. So arbitration business is developing in a very rapid manner, and this is providing an awful lot of business opportunities. This is also benefiting not just the legal sector, but also other sectors as well. Like the insurance, the interpretation, the hotel industry, the transcript services, all of them are also benefiting from development. In 2014, when the GBA agreement came into effect, the TDA commissioned the insurance company to work out the value add and the contribution. At the time, it already reached 1.9 billion Hong Kong dollars in value. Today, this number has really dramatically increased further. As a matter of fact, the 5-year plan, the International 5-year plan, the GBA has been recognized as a very important economic hub. Now, these unprecedented opportunities and potential is something that cannot be belittled. In particular, the demand for legal services, the mediation, arbitration, and litigation, the demand will only go further up. Hong Kong is a leading legal and dispute resolution service center. From the macro point of view, the GBA, the 3 different areas, are having their own different potentials. So the 3 legal jurisdictions are serving different purposes. And this is also highlighting the importance of coordination among the different places in the GBA. And Hong Kong has really a unique advantage. Hong Kong is the only common law jurisdiction in the country, and we have the rule of law, and we also have the judicial independence. And this is one of the important factors luring the foreign investors, and this is underpinning Hong Kong's international financial position. And the GBA is presenting so many opportunities. I think we have to strengthen the integration in the legal sector in the GBA to facilitate the GBA development. There are 3 points I'd like to make here. First of all, Hong Kong and Mainland have reached many judicial collaboration agreements covering the civil and commercial sectors. And this includes the mutual legal assistance and the arbitration and court mutual verdicts mutual recognition arrangement. And this MLA system is further boosted between different jurisdictions in the GBA. And this is something that other jurisdictions would find it hard to compete with Hong Kong. And also the GBA has also the pilot schemes. We mentioned the Hong Kong enterprises applying Hong Kong law and using Hong Kong as the seat for arbitration. In fact, all these measures would provide the users and business community with more choices, and the foreign investors, when making investment in the mainland, they would have a high confidence. And all these measures will be expanded further to the rest of the GBA. I'm sure that the GBA's legal service and arbitration service will further be boosted. Third, I think in terms of foreign-related legal matters, Hong Kong has the advantage of helping the GBA to build up a diverse pool of legal talents. Hong Kong is practicing common law as a jurisdiction. We also have an open legal market. Hong Kong does have a big pool of legal talents that can provide multi-jurisdictional legal services. And they are providing very strong and robust support for the GBA. And foreign investors and foreign enterprises can also rely on this pool of talents to safeguard their own interests in law. But this is not something that can be handled single-handedly. While we extend the Hong Kong Hong Kong law to the GBA, we have to have collaboration. I think, for instance, more and more mainland practitioners are becoming the arbitrators and mediators. And we're also seeing the mainland law being used in Hong Kong, and there are more and more cases that are heard in Chinese. So the familiarity with the mainland law and also the obtaining of the practicing permit in the GBA would be a very good opportunity for Hong Kong legal practitioners to further their career, in particular in the area of commercial disputes. And Hong Kong is a common law jurisdiction, and we are providing services, and there is an opportunity for entry into the mainland GBA market to practice Hong Kong law. And given the increasing demand, I'm sure that the ecosystem in the GBA will certainly benefit from this diverse range of expertise from Hong Kong. Thank you. Thank you, Riven. I'd like now to invite Mr. Simon Chan, Senior Partner, Hong Kong Office Corporate Head of Dorsey and Whitney LLP. Mr. Chan is the key partner of acquisition over the past 3 decades. He's taken part in a lot of IPOs and M&As in Hong Kong. Perhaps I call you Simon. Simon, will you share with us in the GBA in terms of cross-boundary M&A and capital market, what advice do you have for the practitioners in Hong Kong? What advantages Hong Kong enjoy, and how can we seize the opportunities arising from this area? Thank you, Neville. Now I don't have 30 years of experience, close to 30, but not quite 30. Commissioner Patrick and representatives from the mainland, M&A, corporate law. We have many seniors here, and I'm here today to share with you some of the trends that I saw and some of the anecdotes that I'd like to share with you from the M&A perspective and the capital market perspective, and how we can get integrated with the GBA. I'm wearing the hat of the managing partner for 8 years in my company. When I think of the GBA, I'm thinking of my teams. We have different teams with different offices. Now in Beijing, for instance, we are concerned when the GBA office will be up and running. I'm glad to be here. I'm going to get the lazy pack and let them have this pack so that I can tell them that I've done some homework regarding the GBA.
Just a week ago, I was in Shenzhen. In fact, all the dialogue with our client, with our team, all centers on when GBA is going to be open. And so this is something that I want to focus on. So let me talk about M&A. First, in our firm, probably because of our positioning, we've seen some very interesting trends. As a result, we are being exposed to more and more clients from GBA. European and American companies, they are doing corporate restructuring. And so we are now corporate default lawyers. I still remember in the 1990s, Hong Kong lawyers play a very important role in creating a lot of joint ventures between Chinese and non-Chinese businesses. And Hong Kong lawyers were instrumental in setting up these joint ventures. And as they grow their business and hiring more people, but for the past few years, companies from the West are providing their Chinese partners and Hong Kong business partners to purchase their share. And therefore, lawyers from our firms as well as firms from other Hong Kong are researching on how to allocate these assets. And therefore, it's not just M&As. In the contract law, we talked about IPs. We try to create a business on IPs or licensing. And people outside of our profession may not be aware of the changes, but there's a lot of investment banks and accountants and lawyers. They could see that we are instrumental in providing this corporate restructuring and legal restructuring. But of course, consumers are not aware of all these changes. And I still feel that Hong Kong firms are riding on this trend because we are familiar with and we only have to travel for like half an hour to 1 hour to meet our clients. And this, of course, is a benefit. Let me talk about the capital market. And many of you do come from the capital market. On the 19th of April, there is a document on the 5 measures to expanding the capital market between Hong Kong and Mainland. And we could feel the momentum, but perhaps it's because of the summer, the momentum has weakened a bit. But when I read this document in April, that it says to support leading Chinese companies to go public here in Hong Kong, I felt that Hong Kong lawyers could have access to this huge market with 90 million people in their population. And Hong Kong is the preferred destination for IPO. And of course, there's a lot of documents to be prepared in China. And therefore, there's going to be a lot of companies going public and doing IPO in Hong Kong. And I've also participated in a number of IPO projects. It just happens that these 2 companies that were listed in Hong Kong recently do come from the Greater Bay Area. And many people in Hong Kong are talking about spending their weekend in Shenzhen. And so if we look at the statistics from the Hong Kong exchanges, most of these BPO companies, high-tech or consumer products. Hong Kong people, when they visit Shenzhen, we could feel that these high-tech companies or unicorns from Shenzhen could utilize the capital market in Hong Kong. I know time is running out, and I can't wait to go on. Maybe I could elaborate more in the Q&A section. Thank you. Thank you, Simon. Now, in addition to having invited outstanding lawyers from Hong Kong to share with us their experience in the Greater Bay Area, of course, we also invited mainland attorneys, and we've invited the deputy director from Guangdong, and he's been involved in non-Chinese laws, and he's had a lot of exposure to lawyers and legal professions in Hong Kong and Macau. I know you understand the policies, and you've been promoting the collaboration between Hong Kong lawyers and mainland lawyers. Could you talk about what are some of the needs of Chinese businesses for Hong Kong legal services? Thank you, moderator, and ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon. And I am very happy to be participating in this event. The moderator asked a huge question because I've been looking very closely at some of the development trends in mainland law firms. So I'm going to share with you some of the situation in mainland law firms and what are our needs for Hong Kong lawyers. Let me do some number crunching with you. In the first half of this year in Guangdong province, export grew by 13.8%, exceeding the overall national number 7.7%. And for EVs, for the first half of this year, Guangdong is 78.3%. Guangqi is in Guangdong. Currently in Thailand, I just came back from Thailand. We have an office in Bangkok. They invited me to attend an internal meeting in Bangkok, and the market share that they enjoyed is almost 50%. Why am I sharing with you these numbers? Well, law is a high-end service. We need to help the development of the real economy. And so this number indicates that perhaps in the early time we were worried about economic development. However, if we look at the export numbers, at least in Guangdong province, this is a very significant growth, and therefore providing opportunities for legal services. And the moderator wanted me to talk about the non-Chinese legal profession, and I've worked with Hong Kong lawyers a lot. So Hong Kong lawyers, how they could tap into the mainland market. Well, I do have some thoughts to share with you. Number one, you need to have three types of friends. Number one, government officials like in today's event, I think this is great. TDC is organizing this event, providing us with this wonderful venue, allowing leaders from Shenzhen and Guangzhou to come here. And this is a very important venue for us to understand the market information. So every time the Shenzhen government dishes out new policy, I will go and study. Number two, you need to be friends with mainland lawyers. Maybe you could participate in different events, activities. In Guangdong province, there are a number of activities. It doesn't have to be huge events, but I like to encourage you to work closely with your counterparts in Guangdong. I come to Hong Kong once every 3 weeks or so, and so I'm a lawyer from Mainland China, and we are more than willing to work with lawyers from Hong Kong and Macau to develop business opportunities. I'm being very sincere. For instance, our firm, because of the Greater Bay Area, we have 4 non-mainland lawyers, 3 from Hong Kong, 1 from Macau, especially after these 3 Hong Kong lawyers being on board. And in the past, when we had to handle ICC, arbitration, and so we didn't really feel confident to accept these jobs with the support of these very outstanding Hong Kong lawyers. We have almost 100 lawyers in our firm because we have the backup from Hong Kong lawyers. And so this underscores the important role that Hong Kong lawyers can play in the mainland market. And so I would encourage you that even though you're very busy, share with your counterparts from mainland China. And I'm sure I know some of you who are very active in mainland China are making a lot of money. Number 3. Now, the policies are great, attracting lawyers from Hong Kong and Macau. But we need to focus on business. Where does business come from? Business comes from companies and individuals, especially companies. It may sound cliche, but please make friends with companies owners, business owners from mainland China. And so you could pay attention to some of the activities attended by business owners. For instance, the Development Council of the Guangdong province, they organize regular events and also overseas Chinese organization. I am also involved with them. I provide legal counsel to them. There's a lot of activities as well. And in the end of May, we also had an event attended by some of you from Hong Kong.
We have 100 different enterprises and 100 different lawyers, and we have one enterprise linking with one lawyer, and we have received a lot of businesses there. So from my personal perspective, I would urge you to interact with more enterprises in the mainland. I just came back from Thailand. As I said, many of the enterprises are going global, and once they've gone global, not just Thailand, once they've gone global, once they've landed, they need legal service. I'm sure you have more experience than I do. They need legal services when they enter into agreements. When they enter into arbitration, they need legal advisors. So the chair, the moderator, talked about the business opportunities. At the moment, there are many innovative enterprises that are becoming mature. And I mentioned the enterprises that are going global. That is an area of interest to you. For Hong Kong and Macau lawyers, they are concerned about the demand arising from the mainland, IPO, all the rest of it. Now the entrepreneurs are also going out of the mainland, and I'm sure that the Hong Kong lawyers should pay attention to this. In terms of the common law, in terms of arbitration, like Mr. Yo said, Hong Kong does enjoy a lot of advantages by comparison with mainland counterparts. So we ought to have the collaboration, we ought to have the connectivity there, and we keep an open mind. We're happy to interact with Hong Kong and Macau lawyers on a collaborative basis for a win-win outcome. I've also visited a lot of enterprises myself on the front line, and we are providing legal services. We should not simply focus on the large enterprises. I've been to Zhongshan recently. There is an old town in Zhongshan, and there are 10,000 export enterprises there, and they are dealing with a lot of the intellectual property issue. I think we have to take root there, and there are so many young lawyers, many of them are dealing with large enterprises, but not all of them are dealing with large enterprises. Small enterprises can also provide ample opportunities. In Guangzhou, Shenzhen, there are so many of these companies. Many of them are manufacturing enterprises. Now, Foshan, they have the white goods enterprises. And I think that we should be reaching out into the mainland and interact more with the enterprises there. And then you will be able to have collaboration with your counterparts in the mainland. We do really want to foster a better collaboration and cooperation between Hong Kong and the mainland. Opportunities abound in the GBA. I'd like to invite fellow practitioners to Guangzhou. Come and join us in Guangzhou. Before I came here, I also reported to my seniors. They've also asked me to invite all of you to come and have a look in Guangzhou. We welcome you with open arms. The Guangzhou Lawyers Association would welcome you to look for collaborative opportunities. Let's join hands for the future. Thank you. Thank you very much, our eminent speakers. I'm sure you have a lot to say, but because of time constraint, you cannot really include everything you wanted to say. There are so many questions here. Let's go straight to the Q&A session. I'd like to jump the queue here. Let me put a question here to Mr. Yan. Now, when we're dealing with business, we are facing the question that nobody knows me. How can we raise our profile there in the mainland? In what way can we achieve that? And there is also an online question that when they're dealing with the mainland clients, they tend to ask for free legal advice. Now, we are offering legal advice for a fee, but sometimes they will ask for free legal advice, so we are put in a pretty awkward position. We keep talking about the new quality productive force. Is there any new legal service, new demand for new legal service in the context of the high quality production development? Right? These are very sharp questions. I'm happy to answer them. The first question, you asked 3 questions. Well, how can we raise a profile? Yes, on this particular question, this is a widespread issue. I feel that the profile is not something that can be built up in one single day. I think confidence or trust would be more important than reputation. Now, President Tang would be more famous. Everybody should be going to Mr. Tong, but we do need to have time to build up the profile there in the mainland. And for the mainland, now there may be some lawyers who are very famous and people would go to them, but it would take time to build up the profile in the mainland. And in the mainland, you simply cannot advertise yourself on a widespread scale, but you have to build up your profile on a long-term basis. Now, for the free legal advice or consultation, this is really hard to answer this in public. Let me say this, though. I have to be responsible. First, this is a market behavior. I've never done any free legal advice myself. Third, regarding the new quality production force, and this is the high-level strategy in the mainland, and this is a new concept being rolled out. In the 3rd plenary session, they were talking about these new ideas and all the strategies and initiatives. I think I don't want to comment too much on the high-quality new productive force, but from the legal point of view, there is no new sphere for legal advice. I think on this particular point, high quality or new quality productive force will generate some new enterprises, and they need IP service. They also need arbitration. And I think the key thing is to excel in what we do in relation to this new development. And as long as we can extend our services to these new areas, it's really a good idea. Thank you. Well, next, I'd like to turn to Simon. Hong Kong is an international financial center, and we are facing another jurisdiction that's competing with us all the time. Now, we have the opportunities in the GBA. How can we take full advantage of these opportunities to enhance our competitiveness instead of just comparing with that particular jurisdiction in the region? Well, this is an online question, isn't it? Many clients tend to put a question to me like this. I would say that in your wallet, you must have different credit cards. I may not see this in terms of competition. Rather, I would say what is the most appropriate for the clients, and they have the choice, and we are making preparation for their choice. Of course, we are situated right in the GBA. We are traveling on the express train, and we can dial a ride, or we can hail a ride online. to be taken to the client's office. So we do enjoy a very high competitive edge there. Many mainland friends are telling me that Hong Kong people may not notice our own advantages. Just now, we heard from the expert from the mainland. We in Hong Kong do enjoy a lot of advantages. It's the question how we can bring the best out of ourselves. Right, Kenny? You mentioned the huge volume of the IP registration. This is doing us proud. Hong Kong is developing into a premier IP center. Other than the mainland, we hope the foreign IP rights will be registered in Hong Kong. Now, with regard to intellectual property and the requirements, what are the areas that we should pay attention to and how we can equip ourselves to face these challenges? I think the key thing about this question is the kind of services that would be needed by the clients. As I said a moment ago, IP is about international community. When they come to us, they would come to us about the IP in Hong Kong or in the mainland. Now, with IP, there are so many principles, and there are similar but different jurisdictions would have different principles. So I think we have to be on the same page with regard to our understanding. Back in the old days, many people didn't quite understand Hong Kong, and they would approach us for these services. And it would take time for us to iron out the differences. Say, for instance, American lawyers, they would be insisting on the client's rights. Now, on TV or in films, we see that they tend to be very litigious, and they would have their own principles. But in Hong Kong or in the mainland, things are a little bit different. We have to explain to them how we can strive for the best outcome on the basis of evidence. So in terms of the right protection, there are so many things that have to be done. Last year, there are 90,000 IP cases in Guangdong province. And in the entire province, in one single year, many of them have been settled in the court of first instance. And 90% of them got settled in the court of first instance. So in the mainland, the way they handle cases is not exactly the same as that in Hong Kong or in other parts of the world. I think we have to explain to our clients everything to do with these principles. Other than court litigation, the IP can also be handled administratively. In particular, in relation to infringement at the customs, they can also have this handled by the customs authorities. So the key thing is to understand the legal system in Hong Kong and the mainland and the way in which this is handled.
We also need to understand our clients' expectation, and one of our competitive advantages is we understand non-Chinese clients' expectation. Now, because of time, my last question, Wabini, Raven, we talked about the application of mainland laws in Hong Kong, and there's been a lot of integration between Hong Kong and mainland. Some people are worried because currently Hong Kong is the only common law jurisdiction, and is this integration going to threaten this status? Well, this is something that we need to think about, and therefore I was very, very careful. I talk about cooperation, and I didn't say that we need to unify the laws and judiciary, because they are different. Legal cooperation, I feel that the emphasis should be on international best practices. How these best practices could be applied. And this is what I mean by collaboration. And the same goal is to create a business environment, a rule-based for IP, trade. These are new arenas and they is very important. But it doesn't mean that we make a point to destroy our legal traditions. In fact, under the framework of one country, two systems, to protect the integrity of different legal systems are very important. And this could help protect Hong Kong's role as a legal hub. Thank you. Thank you for all these speakers. And I trust that you've learned a lot, and I want to thank TDC for organizing this event. We don't have that many opportunities to sit down and talk about things. So it is time to conclude. Thank you for moderating this session, and I want to thank all the speakers. Please be seated. Once again, thank you for coming. See you next time. Goodbye.